It was a place of profound solitude, a great wound carved into the earth. "Hello, below there?" Down in the deep trench, his figure was foreshortened and shadowed. There was something remarkable in his manner, though I could not say what. "Hello, below!" From looking down the line, he turned and saw my figure high above him. A vague vibration quickly became an oncoming rush that caused me to start back. It was as though it had the force to draw me down. When the vapor passed, I looked down again and saw him there. "Is there any path by which I can come down and speak to you?" He looked up at me without replying. He seemed to regard me with fixed attention. He motioned with his rolled-up flag toward a point on my level. By looking closely, I found a rough, zigzag descending path notched out. The cutting was extremely deep and unusually precipitate. It was made through a clammy stone that became wetter as I went down. The way was long enough to give me time to think. I recalled the singular air of reluctance with which he had pointed out the path. I saw that he was standing between the rails, as if he were waiting for me. His attitude was one of such expectation and watchfulness that I stopped, wondering at it. His post was in as solitary and bleak a place as I had ever seen. One way, a crooked prolongation of this great dungeon. The other, a shadowed red light, and the gloomier entrance to a black tunnel. So little sunlight found its way here. It had an earthy, deadly smell. The cold wind struck me, as if I had left the natural world. Before he stirred, I was near enough to him to have touched him. Not even then removing his eyes from mine, he stepped back and lifted his hand. "This is a lonesome post to occupy. A visitor is a rarity, I should suppose." There was something in the man that daunted me. "That light is part of your charge, is it not?"
Don't you know it is?
The monstrous thought came to me that this was a spirit, not a man. "You look at me as if you were afraid of me."
I was doubtful whether I had seen you before.
"Where?" He pointed to the red light he had looked at. "There?"
Yes.
"My friend, what would I do there? I have never been there in my life."
I think I may believe you. Yes. I am sure I may.
His manner cleared like my own. He replied to my remarks with readiness. "Do you have much to do here?"
I have a great deal of responsibility, but of actual work, manual labor next to none. As for the lonely hours, the routine of my life has shaped itself into this form, and I have grown used to it. Please, come inside.
He took me into his box, where there was a fire, a desk, and the little bell. "You seem to have been well educated, perhaps above this station."
I was, when young, a student of natural philosophy. I attended lectures, but I misused my opportunities. I went down and never rose again.
He was several times interrupted by the little bell. In his duties, I observed him to be remarkably exact and vigilant, but he twice broke off with a fallen colour, turned his face to the bell when it did not ring, and looked out toward the red light near the mouth of the tunnel. On both occasions, he came back with that same inexplicable air upon him. You almost make me think that I have met with a contented man.
I believe I used to be so. But I am troubled, sir. I am troubled.
With what? What is your trouble?
It is very difficult to speak of. If you make me another visit, I will try to tell you.
I will come at 11 tomorrow night.
When you have found the way up, don't call out. And when you are at the top, don't call out. And when you come down tomorrow night, don't call out.
I did not like the red light, and I should have slept but poorly if my bed had been under it. Punctual to my appointment, I placed my foot on the first notch of the zigzag next night. He was waiting for me at the bottom. I have not called out. May I speak now?
By all means, sir. Good night.
We walked side by side to his box, entered it, closed the door, and sat down by the fire. The rails have taken from me too. If I can help you, perhaps I can help myself.
I have made up my mind, sir. I took you for someone else yesterday evening. That troubles me.
That mistake?
No, that someone else.
Who is it?
I don't know. I never saw the face. It was darkness, and the right arm is waved, violently waved. One moonlight night, I was sitting here when I heard that voice cry out. I saw this, someone else, standing by the red light near the tunnel. I ran right up to it, and when my hand was stretched out to pull the sleeve away, it was gone. I sent messages both ways. An alarm has been given. Is anything wrong? The answer came back both ways. All well.
This must have been a deception of your senses. Figures can originate in the mind.
That is all very well, but I must beg to remark that I have not finished. Within 6 hours after the appearance, the memorable accident on this line happened. And the dead and wounded were brought along through the tunnel, over the very spot where the figure had stood.
A disagreeable shudder crept over me, but I did my best against it. It cannot be denied that this is a remarkable coincidence, calculated to impress your mind.
I must again beg to remark that I have not finished. This was a year ago. 6 or 7 months passed. One morning, I looked toward the red light and saw the spectre again. That very day, as a train came out of the tunnel, I noticed what looked like a confusion of hands and heads. As I went along, I heard terrible screams and cries. A beautiful young lady had died instantaneously in one of the compartments and was brought in here and laid down on this floor between us.
And the spectre seemed to be there when you looked out.
It was there, both times.
Will you come to the door with me and look for it now? He was somewhat unwilling, but arose. I opened the door while he stood in the doorway. There was the danger light, the bleak mouth of the tunnel, the high, wet stone walls. But it was not there. Next evening was a lovely evening, and I walked out early to enjoy it. I had resolved to accompany him to the wisest medical practitioner we could find. I cannot describe the thrill that seized upon me when I saw the appearance of a man with his left sleeve across his eyes, passionately waving his right arm. The nameless horror passed in a moment, for in a moment I saw that this was a man indeed. With an irresistible sense that something was wrong, I rushed with all the speed I could make. Upon asking, a dreadful piece of news was awaiting me.
Signal man killed this morning, sir.
He was cut down by an engine. That man drove her and was showing how it happened. Show the gentleman, Tom.
He stood rooted, lantern raised, as if he knew but couldn't move. Coming round the curve, I saw him on the line. As he didn't heed the whistle, I shut it off and called to him.
What did you say?
I said, "Below there, look out! Look out, for God's sake! Clear the way!"
The warning was not for him to give, but to receive. And in his terror, he was frozen to the spot where he was fated to die. But a darker question haunts me still. A coincidence that science and reason can never explain. A message sent to the wrong man, or a fate that intertwined us all in a language we are not meant to understand.